Hey, Facebook crew. I'm late. Rhonda's having some tech issues, but I needed to start this live so that Facebook didn't delete it. So give us a minute. It's coming, and you can listen to my happy birthday song for a minute or two. Happy birthday to you. Yeah. Hey, thank you for joining. We're starting in a moment. Rhonda is coming. She'll be on in a moment, and then we will begin. Thank you for joining, guys. You know, I appreciate you all. It is my birthday. So Stevie Wonder, the amazing Wonder, Stevie Wonder is serenading me right now for my birthday. Feel free to sing along with him. It's getting ready to come right now. In a moment, right? All right, we're coming. Rhonda will be right back up. As soon as she comes back up, I will let her into the broadcast, and we will begin. Good evening, CDPD crew. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining on YouTube. I appreciate you. I appreciate your patience. Thank you. Let me open up the group and go ahead and share this. I'm coming, guys. Happy, yeah. Let me stop sharing this window. All right. As soon as Rhonda jumps in here, I'm adding her to the stream, and we're going to begin, guys. I guess I could share again. Birthday to you. Birthday. You can listen to Stevie for another minute or two, right, guys? As soon as she comes back in, I will start. You know, she's in Jamaica, and she's having some tech issues, but everything's going to be all right in a moment. All right. Hey, Mel. Thank you. Rhonda asked me, I said I wouldn't come on with a hoodie because, you know, I wear a hoodie every day. It's my birthday. I shouldn't be in a hoodie, huh? And that's how I feel comfortable, but whatever. I'm always comfortable in a dress, too. I like short dresses. All right. As soon as she comes up, we will begin. Birthday. Rhonda, come on, honey. Come on. Come through. Let me see. All right, here we go. You good?
Are you seeing me?
You are live. Are you good? Yes or no? If you're no, I'll take you off of the live.
I'm good. Can you see me?
Yes. All right, let me turn the music off.
Gosh.
Look, if you are live right now, okay?
Wonderful.
FYI. All right.
Woo! Finally.
All right.
Hello, CDPD crew. Welcome. Had some tech issues. You know how technology is. It's not perfect. And I wanted to play this for you, Dennett. Happy birthday.
I've been playing it for the last 5 minutes, but go ahead. I receive it.
I know.
Hey, everyone. Thank you for joining.
Always prepared. Right. All right. Well, since I was delayed, I just want to jump right back into it.
Go on, do what you do.
First of all, I just want to say it's a pleasure to be hosting tonight. I've got my questions already. I want to thank everybody for joining us, everyone tuning in, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you're streaming from. This is an honor and a pleasure. First, I want to say this is not a commercial nor an infomercial. Corona Daze Professional Development Group has literally changed my life. It will probably change yours too. Let me just start by sharing Dennett's mission statement. Corona Daze Professional Development Group's mission is to increase marginalized and BIPOC groups' access to employment opportunities and representation in the workforce by providing our members with free training, mentorship, and other resources. Corona Daze Professional Development was created in response to record unemployment and underemployment rates stemming from the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. So one of the reasons I'm so thrilled to be here interviewing Dennett, Miss Dennett Edwards, is because one, she was voted by Business Insider 2020's Innovative Career Coach. Is that correct, Dennett?
Most innovative career coaches for 2020.
Most innovative career coach for 2020.
But I'm not the only one. There are 22 other amazing career coaches on that list.
Absolutely, but we're gonna highlight you tonight. It's all about you.
Okay.
And I don't think it was an easy feat to get on that list. Okay. So we're just gonna, and my name is Rhonda Rodriques-Simpson, by the way. So I'm your host with the most for this evening. I just want to jump right in with some questions for Dennett. I want to first start by talking about your childhood, okay?
Okay. That's a long time ago. I'm 47 today.
Yes, you are, Hannah. Happy birthday. I'll be right behind you shortly.
Yeah, I know.
So I just want to say that I had the privilege of knowing you at a young age. I've known Dennett since the age of 10. And she's always had a strong personality. So I really have to ask you, when you think about your childhood, were there any experiences that you can remember? I mean, because I can remember as far as back as 2 years old. I want to know the earliest childhood memory you have and what it was. And was it positive or negative?
My earliest childhood memory.
Yes, as far back as you can go.
One of my early childhood memories actually is, this is funny. My baby brother was born. He was just born. And this is gonna live a little funny. He was just born and he was born with 12 fingers. He had extra pinkies.
Oh,
yeah, he was born with extra pinkies, and we were in it. It was me, my stepdad, and my stepmom and him. And his little pinkies fell off, and my stepdad was going crazy. I was 4, but that's one of my early memories. It was positive. I mean, because nothing was wrong. His little finger came off. I know that's strange. And another one is when my mom was pregnant with my brother. She kept telling me I was going to get a little sister. So you moms do not do this. She kept saying I was going to have a little sister. You know, this is when if you did have sonograms, they weren't to tell you the sex if they even had them. Then.
Right.
So she was telling me I was going to get a little sister. So I was prepping for a little sister. And fortunately or unfortunately, I had a little brother. I was disappointed. I definitely remember that. So yeah. And I guess those are positive experiences. I'm turning to the side because Stormy is making noise. Stormy?
Sure. You're all good. You shut up on time, so you're good.
Yeah, I was on time. I was on time today.
Okay. Yes. My next question: when you were a teenager, what was the driving force that kept you, convinced you actually to pursue your jobs and college? Because I was around you as a teenager, and what I remember, very frankly, guys, I want to share this because I want you to understand Dennett's character. You might come onto CDPD and she looks serious, and she basically has always been this way. So, little backstory. I'm a teenager. I'm hanging out at Dennett's house because she's got her own place, and my parents were very strict. So, of course, I wanted to stay at her house. And she was always on her way to her night job, her day job, or school. She'd say, Rhonda, make sure you lock up. Make sure you lock up. Meantime, I'm blasting music, I'm chilling, I'm heading in or out from a club. And I didn't even understand at the time how she wasn't doing the same thing I was doing. How come she didn't want to dress up and look cute and go party and be on the scene? She literally was in and out the door like she needed to have on a business suit. That was her mindset back then. So I want to know what brought you to that mindset, by the way.
Real simple. I wanted a better life, and I knew that in order to have a better life, I needed to finish school.
Yes.
I got my own apartment, I think when I was 19 or 20. I think it was 19. And I had to pay my bills. So I had to work to pay my bills and support myself.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to complete school. I wanted to complete school as soon as possible, as quickly as possible. So I was always taking double, like 18 credits, which was a full load, and working full time. And that's what I did. I worked 2 jobs and I went to school because I knew. I mean, my parents both instilled in me the importance of education. And
Right.
I saw my mother, I said it before, I saw my mother go to school my whole life. You know, she got her first degree when I was 23. So when I was in school, and the times you're talking about, when I was in school in my own apartment, my mom was also in school, you know, so she hadn't received her first degree yet. And I was getting my first degree, but she got her first one the year before I got mine.
Okay. Now, again, I'm new at the hosting thing, so you guys just bear with me here. I am going to read Dennett's bio, which I should have read already, and I should have read mine. She usually does that at the intro. Because I was late, I just wanted to get in with some questions real quick. So, and of course, I'm reading from my phone. Okay, so just bear with me. You know, as Dennett says, she doesn't have a team, neither do I. I do have 5 children, 3 dogs, and 2 cats. So let's hope this goes well, all right? So today we're going to take a personal look into Dennett's early years and find out, as I said, what inspired her unique career path, Dennett's career journey, the driving forces that led to her founding Corona Daze Professional Development Group, and discover her vision for the future of CDPD. So, I guess I need glasses soon. Dennett is a career strategist, founder of Corona Daze Professional Development, speaker and training facilitator, dubbed the career realist, because of her unique ability to help her clients to, again, to gain clarity and take a realistic approach to career advancement. She enjoys enabling her clients to recognize the power they already possess to achieve greatness. And Dennett adores working with people, enabling them to recognize the power they hold in their hands, their natural gifts, existing resources, and passions. Her method brings clarity and increases motivation, which equals infinite possibilities. And I can tell you this is true because I've spoken to Dennett many times about personal things, and she goes right to it. So, you know, this is somebody who's she's not gonna sugarcoat it for you. She's gonna give it to you like you need to hear it. And that's what usually works best for most people. I'm gonna read my bio. Again, I'm just realizing how badly I need some glasses here. But so I have worked over 15 years in the corporate sector, and where I've learned the importance of honesty and integrity. Now I'm ready to utilize my skills that I've acquired to live in my purpose. My focus is working on projects centered around creativity through art, technical presentations, and any platform dedicated to healing and improving mental health. This is very important to me. I believe we are all creators, and our operative activity should encompass something we love that will also benefit others. So I guess at some point, Dennett, you made this discovery as well. I'd like to know about your time in Africa. You were touring. You were visiting a few countries. I remember following you on Facebook. You went to India, I believe Spain as well.
Portugal,
You go to Italy as well.
Italy, Portugal, Spain, India, Nicaragua, Belize, a whole bunch. I mean, there are many others. I can't call them all. Mm-hmm.
And you visited Africa, and something was magical there because it led you back there. So I want to know what brought you back to Africa.
So what brought me back to Africa? Two things. I met my ex-husband in Africa, in Tanzania. I met him in Zanzibar. And so that was one of the things. And the other thing was, at the time, I had connected with a school in Kenya, in the Kibera slum, which is the largest slum. They say in Africa. I think it's outside of India. I think they say East Africa, but I believe it's the largest slum in Africa.
Right.
You got to turn your phone. Yeah, I got to do that all the time. And I connected to the school, and I fell in love with the kids, and I wanted to help them and be closer. And I just felt a pull to return to Kenya, and I just spoke it. I said, I think I took 3 trips there, and on the third trip, I remember telling my ex-husband that I'm moving back here. That was June 2nd or 3rd. On June 6th, I applied for a job in Kenya, and I moved to Kenya. I started the job on August 29th, all in the same year.
Right.
I just, put my mind to it, and I decided I was going to go back, and I did.
Okay. Now, I know definitely moving from the United States to Kenya had to have been a profound experience for you. What I want to know is, what did you learn about yourself while you were living in Kenya?
I learned a lot of things. I learned, yeah, I did. I learned that I'm not as strong as people say I am. That I really didn't realize I had a community. I had a community and family and friends very strong at home. And while all of you will say to me, "Oh, you're so strong," or "You're so amazing," or this, that, or "I've helped you," that I needed that because all of you helped me, right? You supported me through the years, and I didn't have that in Kenya. So I knew that I needed to tap into my people, the people who I knew loved and cared about me, and supported me. And I needed that. So I learned that. I learned that we have so many things to be thankful for here in the States, no matter what's going on. And, when you move to a developing country, you have a new perspective on what's important in life. So, I live very well, but I also lived days without electricity or days without water, or, and I experienced seeing abject poverty in my face every day, in the way that we don't see it here in the US. And so I realized that I was so blessed. We were so blessed in the US, so much more blessed. And then about myself, I realized that I have more patience than I thought I did, because you learn patience when you leave the US. Nothing moves as fast as it moves here. So I learned that. So I think those are things that I really needed. My community of people that I gained strength from my, people now this year, everyone says their tribe, but I gained strength from my family and my friends, and I needed that. I learned that I had, so many blessings that I did not realize or didn't even acknowledge, that, having clean running water is a blessing. We think that is, it not only is a blessing, it's a privilege. That's just second nature to us. We don't in the US believe that, I turn my tap water on and it doesn't come out, oh, they must be doing some repairs in the neighborhood, it's going to be back on. Right. And then, of course, patience. I learned to be patient, really patient. Yeah. Okay.
Very well understood. So my next question, having been in Africa and seen how different the lifestyle was there than, say, the life, we'd be living in America, did you ever for a moment actually look at the culture and say, wow, we need to be more grateful in America for the privileges and for, and everything that we have. Like you said, running
Well, I said
water,
it for
lights.
me. I mean, I said it for me. I
Yeah,
couldn't say it for everyone else, but I definitely know
right.
for me. There are a lot of things that I didn't realize were blessings and and privileges. There's a joke among people who travel where, if you travel extensively and you travel to developing nations, and then you say something like, "Oh, I missed my plane," or somebody sat next to me on the plane and they were snoring. They're like, "That's a first world problem. That has, real problems are
Right.
third world problems." So
Right.
what happened behind that for me is that coming back to the US, there are a lot of things I'm like, whatever, it just rolls off of me because being in a developing nation and experiencing firsthand and then seeing people live. I mean, like Kenyan people, oh gosh, they could have nothing and still want to give me something, could have
Yes,
nothing and want
absolutely.
to give me something to eat. Like I remember my house helper, and house helper
Yeah.
is the equivalent of a housekeeper. My house
Right.
helper, I paid her more than other people pay their house help. And so she was able to move to her own place. This is before, in my first apartment, I didn't have servants quarters. In the next apartments I did. So she couldn't live with me. So I paid her, I asked her how much it was for her to move, because she was living like tripled up in the slum. So I ended up
Right.
paying her enough so that she could pay her rent in a place. And it was a room without running water, with a shared bathroom. But it was her own. And she invited me there. And so I
Yeah.
remember she had juice. And she's like, Dennett, you cannot come to my home and I can't give you something,
Right.
And I'm feeling so bad that I'm taking from her. But if I didn't take it, that would have offended her. So I sat right
That would
there
have been
on
an
the floor
insult.
with her and I drank. I remember it was mango juice. And I drank it was mango nectar. So I definitely learned a lot. It's definitely a humbling experience in seeing people with a lot less make it go further or be really grateful and thankful that they have it. Mm-hmm.
Right. My next question to you, because we are all myself and yourself and maybe some others on here are people of
Mm-hmm.
color. Were there
Mm-hmm.
any stigmas attached to Africa that we have always grown up hearing and seeing on television or in movies that you saw were definitely untrue when you got the chance to live there? You were residing there for 4 years. So clearly,
I'm gonna
you can help
say
break some things.
I'm gonna say no. I'm a world traveler, so I didn't, those stigmas or whatever you're talking about, the stereotypes. I didn't have those in my head when I got there, right? Because
Right.
I traveled, right? So I didn't have them to think.
No, did you see any that did what I want to say is
Give me an example. Give me an example. So
clarify
what I'm
that
saying is, yeah.
what we've heard and seen on television that in my mind is not true. Can you just give a like an example of something that we're always
No,
hearing that's
no.
definitely not true?
No, because what I'm saying to you is, for me, I am a world traveler. So
Right.
even seeing those things on TV, whatever it is you're referring to, I would have
Mm-hmm.
never said that those are real because I've traveled extensively and I know that they are not. So when I got to Africa, I didn't have
Okay.
any, right? So I'm asking you, do you have an example of one?
Poor people everywhere.
Well,
Not
yeah,
true.
there are slums everywhere in Africa. Yeah, there are
Mm-hmm.
slums. Like I said, my school is in the school and orphanage that I support when I can, and I supported them a lot until I came back, and then I didn't work, and I couldn't afford to support them in the way that I did. They're in a slum, and a
Right.
slum is exactly what it is. Google a slum in a developing
Yes.
country, and it's poverty. Mm-hmm. That's not a
Mm-hmm.
stereotype. That's true.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah.
My next
It's
question.
just like Jamaica, a shanty town, right?
Yeah.
A shanty
The-
town
I'm,
is a
I'm
slum,
gonna.
right? But just like
I'm
you
definitely.
have Okay, I'm gonna answer this, and then I'm gonna ask you to move away from this line of questioning because it really doesn't have much to do about the work that I do.
No,
But
we have other questions.
I don't think it's serving the audience, right? It's serving you
Okay.
maybe, but it's not serving our audience. But I'm gonna answer this.
Okay.
So just like
Yes.
in Jamaica and the West Indies, they're shanty towns, but you have
Right.
gazillionaires living there. Same deal in Africa. Same thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next question. What is your biggest pet peeve?
I don't know. I don't have one thing that terribly bothers me. Okay, a new one I have is I do not like people selling people false hope and dreams on the internet. That is a major peeve of mine. I do not like people saying, if you take my webinar, if you give me $999, if you say these 10 things, you're gonna have I don't like that kind of stuff, which is why they say I'm a realist and I'm a career realist. Yeah, I'm not someone who's going to tell you you can't. I'm going to say, if this is what you want to do, let's figure out a realistic way to get you there. But I'm never going to tell someone, if you look at my 70 presentations on YouTube, you too will have the life you want. That is a definite pet peeve of mine. Those people I call poverty pimps and desperation pimps. They prey on people who are in a situation, and oftentimes people get hustled. So those things I don't like. Mm-hmm.
That I can agree with that. And we've all found ourselves in situations where we're just looking for answers. We go on YouTube, we go online, we see some guru who has 10 mantras that, they say are guaranteed to assist you. And of course, that's, the reality is when you want change in your life, you really have to put in the work.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was looking through Facebook today because, of course, it's your birthday. Want to shout out an old friend, Monica Vega. She said that you're a selfless person, always about the people. And I have to say that this is true. And again, I noticed this in you at a very young age. Did something or someone, Monica,
yeah.
Yes. Did something or someone inspire you to be this way? To be always for the people. I mean, and I remember you being, as I said to you the other night when I spoke with you privately, as long as I can remember, you were always like a bigger sister, even though we're the same age. So what?
A couple things.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What is it? Was what inspired you, and was it a person maybe?
It wasn't a person, it was my family. So couple things. One, I am the oldest child, you know that, right? So I'm the oldest child, and I had a lot of responsibility young for my brother, right? So that definitely gave me, I definitely have that first child, oldest child syndrome. I'm bossy. I say I want to be the mom. Right? So that, but then my family. I mean, I'm fortunate enough to have a lot of bonus families. So my mom and dad they're pretty much first generation West Indian American from U.S. Virgin Islands. They're born here. Their siblings, they have siblings born in the island. So she's asking this question. I'm going to put it up in a moment, Lee. And thank you for joining, Lee. So my parents are first generation. Then I have my stepfather and his family are from the South. And those two things going on, having West Indian family who, you know how it is, you come up, you get yourself together, then you bring someone else up. For those of you watching, when I say that, that means like my grandmother's sister came up from the Virgin Islands. She set herself up, and not set herself up rich, but set herself up enough that she could say to my grandmother, you can come now here and stay. And so then my grandmother came up with the two children that she had, the one child she had already, and my grandfather came up, and then they had my dad. Okay, so that's something that it's not just Black people, it's not just it's not just
Right.
West Indian people. A lot of cultures do that. Asians do that. Indians do that.
Absolutely.
Latinx does that. But that's what I knew. So I knew that from my family, right? They brought one up. Then I knew that from my stepdad's family, who came. They're American through and through.
Right.
They
Right.
come from the South. And my grandparents on my stepdad's side, who they always took me like I was their blood granddaughter. Actually, the going joke is I have cousins who don't even know that my stepdad is not my blood dad. But my grandmother and my grandfather, yeah, my grandmother and grandfather were the oldest and of their siblings. And when they came up to New York, they set themselves up, and one by one they brought them up, their siblings up. So that's something that that I knew. I didn't see it happening because by the time I came on the scene, everybody was up and everybody was working and doing their things. But I knew that we came from that history and culture. I also knew that at my grandma's house, any one of my friends could knock on the door at any time of the night and say, "Is Miss Sally home?" And I would always know if Miss Sally is home. And they'd be very shameful, and they give a little note from their mom, and the note would say either they need something to eat, right? And my grandmother would say, "You child," because we were all you childs to her. Come into the kitchen, and we would get a bag, a paper bag, and my grandmother would begin to give them food from her kitchen.
Right.
So I come from a family who helped people, right? Okay. In the way that they could help people. And a lot of times with my grandparents, it could have, and my grandmother took care of everybody's child. How some people say they have stray kittens and stray dogs come in. We have stray children at my grandmother's house all the time. My grandmother and my grandfather gave a great example of service to, and not just service because you are blood, right? And through that, I remember shortly after the massacre in Charleston, I went to my grandparents' house and we were talking, and my grandmother was counting all the children who had come through her house. And it was like 50 some odd kids. Her and my grandfather have been married for 60 plus years and have never lived alone. They always had some kids or adults in their home. So it comes from that. It also comes from my aunts and uncles then pouring into me and my siblings. My mom was a single mom, so my aunts and my uncles always gave us the world. So seeing people help people and not just help people who are their blood, it just was in me, and it was something that I did. So that's that. Let me put up this question from Lee. You can read it, Rhonda.
Okay, Lee, ignore this if she already answered this. We kind of long-term impact post-pandemic. If you can imagine that, are you hoping to achieve with CDPD?
Oh, yes. So post-pandemically, it's a great question. Post-pandemic, all right. One of the things everybody thinks is so revolutionary, or what is revolutionary about CDPD, is people helping people. But I come from a tradition and a long line of people helping people. Like I wouldn't have anything if people didn't help me. And so what I'm hoping to have happen, or long-term impact of CDPD, is that people realize that you have something in your hand today that you can use to help someone else. So that's the power, right? The power is you have something, no matter where you are. You may feel like you're unemployed, you're underemployed, you're not where you are professionally, right? And so as you are moving forward, you can, with something you already have, use that to help get you to greatness, and you can use it to also help others. And so the thing that I want to have happen post-pandemic, even if CDPD didn't exist, is that people begin to say, hey, I can help other people, and I don't need to be the authority on this. There's something you have, and know that you can help other people. And it does not necessarily mean with career development, it can be personal development. And there are studies that show that people who mentor and people who give to people are happier people and more successful people. And I believe that. I think we're showing that within the group. So thank you, Lee. That was a great question. All right, Rhonda, what you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna just piggyback on what you said and say that yes, there is a more fulfilling feeling within when you're lending to others, helping others, and trying to add value to others' lives. I guess if we focus on ourselves, the world will be a very boring place. My next question to you, because we don't really touch on religion on this. This is a professional platform, but I do want to ask you. You appear to be a very conscious person. Would you say you are your spiritual beliefs or your spirituality is a part of who you are right now?
Yes and
Very
no.
good.
Yeah, that's from
Yes.
Lee. Yes, Lee. Yes and no. I mean, I love this. TD Jake says this, that there are atheists who are better people than Christians, right? That they're, like they're atheists who serve better, who give more to other people than a Christian would. So I don't me being someone who believes in Christ has nothing to do, I think, with what I do with CDPD. It has very little to do with that. I think it has more to do with me and the type of person I am and the way I was raised. Though I was raised both a Catholic from my parents, my mom and dad were Catholics. My grandmother on my father's side was Anglican, and then my southern grandparents are Baptists. So there's a lot going on there. I do believe in Christ, but I don't approach the work with the God center, Christ center. The spirituality that I feel with the work that we do is that there's God power inside of you, and you can use it to your greatness, and you can also use it to help others. So no, I think it more in the way that my spirituality helps me is centering me and helping me to become whole, not the work.
Right. Okay. So let me ask you, if you could go back to your past and say one thing to one person, who would you say it to, and what would you say to them?
Oh my goodness. This is something that stays with me forever. It has nothing to do with professional development. Do you remember Beverly?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I
think she was from the Congo. And
she was African. Yes.
Yeah, she was African. I think she was from the Congo. I think she was from Congo. And she said something about someone, and I told that person, and she got beat up. And I always feel so bad about it because I didn't think it was such a terrible thing, but it's something that to this day that we may have been about 14 or 15. So you're talking well over 30 years later that I feel terrible that I said that, and the person beat her up, and that's a bad thing. So I would definitely go back and fix that if you're just talking in general. It's something that definitely weighs on me. And I learned my lesson, so I don't share things that people say. That I learned a valuable lesson about that.
Well, thank you so much for being so candid. And Beverly, I hope you're watching.
Yeah.
And anyone
I can't remember her last name because I would she does. I don't think she knows I did it, but I can't remember her last name, or I would look her up and try to find her.
So another question. CDPD grew very quickly and has received a lot of recognition. A lot of the people who have presented on the group have actually even grown in their platform. Not sure whether it was from being on CDPD or if it was a combination of their hard work and being on CDPD, but it has grown a lot and made waves. I'd like to ask you, where do you see Corona Daze Professional Development Group 5 years from now? What do you think this platform will hold at that point in time?
5 years from now. So the CDPD as we know it, 5 years from now, I see it doing exactly what it's doing. I see us continuing to attract professionals and others who want to come in and tell their stories and share their stories. I see us attracting people who are unfulfilled, because that is one of the things that I think is the most. If people are not coming to CDPD to serve, right, and give us something, I think, and even people who come to serve are not so fulfilled, they're not 100% fulfilled in the work that they're doing. And we help to bring them fulfillment by providing them a place where they can pour into others. But I think many of our CDPD members are unfulfilled and when I say that, that means that professionally, they may not be where they want to be. Even if they're making the money that they want to make, the work is not aligned to who and what they are. And so they're unfulfilled. And so as we equip them with tools and practices to become fulfilled, there will be many, many other people who are unfulfilled. And I think that we will continue to attract people who are unfulfilled. We will pour into them. We will continue to attract people who want to serve them. And so that's CDPD. Now, the other CDPD, which is Baltimore, which is like the program that I'm developing for Baltimore, what I want to see is I want to see us do the work in all cities, right? So I want to see us do the work, like on the ground, doing the work, a CDPD program. So a Baltimore City CDPD program is focused on 3 pillars: mental health surrounding unemployment and underemployment. So actually having mental health practitioners, right? Working with people. Career development, career training is the second pillar. And then the third is mentorship. So I'd like to create that program in Baltimore City where the mentorship piece of it is attracting mentors from corporations, like corporations that are here in Baltimore City. Hypothetically, like we have Under Armour, we have McCormick, which is a spice company, Domino Sugar. Some of the major banks have retail locations. Wells Fargo, M&T, SunTrust, like that Baltimore City program. I like to have mentors from those corporations coming into our program and mentoring people, residents of Baltimore City who are unemployed or underemployed. So I'd love to continue planning that program, implementing that program, perfecting it, and recreating it across the nation. While still CDPD.
I do see CDPD definitely branching out, going very far. As I said, the group has grown very rapidly. And what I really enjoy about the group is that there are a lot of success stories. A lot of people have, you usually you list the wins every week, every weekend. And it's very exciting. It's very exciting to hear people come back and talk about a win. For me personally, it's very exciting to be a part of a group. I've never been a part of a sorority or anything like that. And I can say that I felt proud to just share with someone, listen, I can't talk right now because I'm going to be interviewing the CEO and co-founder of Daze Professional Development Group.
CEO
mind you, yes.
Co-founder.
Yes. Founder, yes, founder. Hello.
Yes.
Hello, guys. Dennett will check you in a heartbeat. CEO and founder. Yes, ma'am. I felt excited to say that I had that privilege because, let's not lie. When everything started to occur with this pandemic, I think a lot of us were afraid. We didn't know what was going on. We didn't know what to believe. And for anyone to take their time and say, well, is there a place to post job opportunities within the CDPD? Oh, absolutely, there is. Absolutely. Yes, but I want to say, that.
And you can also, give me positions to post, and you can also, talk to me about the positions that you need, and I can get you people. I'm a connector. I can find you candidates, ideal candidates, so you can be both of those things, Lee.
But yes, as I was saying, I want to say that to me it was incredible for you to put this group together. I know you said that you put this group together because of the amount of the unemployment rate and people coming to you asking you for help with resumes and various things. Still and for all, I think this was a great platform, a great idea. Maybe at the time you maybe didn't know how huge it was going to become, because now you're on Clubhouse with 1,000 followers, right? Or 1,000 members in your group.
Yeah,
and you're on LinkedIn. And you're on YouTube. And as I said, if you're affiliated with this group, or if you're, I call it lurking. I shouldn't call it that, but I know a lot of people come on and they don't post, or they don't make their names public. That's fine. But let me tell you, there's nothing better than feeling free. I've posted on a lot of the topics. I've been very open about how I feel about things and asked questions that might have been a little uncomfortable, but that's the best thing you can do. If you haven't become a member, think about it. It's a wonderful place to be. Wonderful presenters, great information. I always joke and tell Dennett that she's created an online university here, because you can actually sit in your house and learn some stuff that can actually really get you a job, and it's pretty hard. Some people are not computer literate. And we've had presenters like, how do you plan to scale this over time?
So how do I plan to scale it over time? Well, that's an interesting question, Lee, and it's something that I've been thinking about. So I have three things. I have CDPD, which is my baby, which is this Corona Daze Professional Development Group. I have Corona Daze Professional Development Group, now Baltimore City, and eventually other cities as I build out the program. And then I have me, Dennett Edwards, the career realist who is a career strategist. And what I want, those are three separate things, but they overlap, So for me, of course, I need to build out my brand as the career realist, and work with my career strategy clients. For CDPD, the scale, I initially thought it would be moving to another platform off of Facebook. And then I said no, because I see a lot of people have these groups and I am a member of them, and I never go on to their other platform, right? I don't leave Facebook, LinkedIn, or Clubhouse to go onto their platform and their community. I want to keep, I am collecting my information for our members, of course, so that if anything ever happened to Facebook, I would have our members, I'd be able to contact our members. But in terms of scaling, I want CDPD to continue to be what it is. It's a Facebook group. I want to continue to bring people into the group who will teach our members about, employment opportunities, working, becoming a solopreneur, entrepreneur. For CDPD, though, I want to really, really work on the mentorship, which is why I have Career Mentor Days on Clubhouse, and I'm getting so much response from it, from like really, really, really successful people who have said that they want to pair up and mentor. And so the scale over time, really, Lee, to answer your question, isn't a scale for CDPD. I think CDPD is never something that I plan to make money off of, right? It is, I'm responding to the needs, all right? And so in responding to the needs of the underemployed, unemployed, and make no mistake, many of the people, I may say, we started as a result of COVID-19 unemployment and underemployment, but I've learned that unemployment and underemployed population that I thought I was serving, they had those issues pre-COVID, right? So it was here pre-COVID. I think highlighted because of COVID, unemployment and underemployment, and also highlighted because a lot of people said, wait a minute, this terrible pandemic just came and it's killing people I know and love. And people begin to realize that life is short, life is short. And I want to be fulfilled. CDPD itself cost me now $150 a month. Not a lot of money. So I don't want to scale it. I don't need to scale it, but I do need to scale CDPD, the nonprofit that is not virtual, that is on the ground, hands-on in Baltimore, There is a virtual component of it because of COVID, but eventually it will be hands-on on the ground. I need to scale that and move that across to other communities in Maryland, DC,
Right.
Philly, New York, and then across the country. And then I need to figure out how I I didn't never want to be the face of CDPD, but you guys made me that by asking me to come live, and then I started to go live. This is why I'm removing myself from it and asking members to interview and put themselves front and center, because this community can run itself. What we do, people want to come and serve us, right? They get great value doing it. Many of them get opportunity to do other work because they've been on the platform, but then they get the opportunity to be fulfilled. So I know that's a long, you're welcome, Yvonne. That's a long response, Lee, but it really is, my scale is the scale of the nonprofit CDPD, which is the hands-on, on-the-ground programming, starting in Baltimore City and then scaling that and then figuring out how to scale me. That I am the career realist and I can work with you on strategy. I can lead presentations and workshops and that kind of thing. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Lee.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Today, Rhonda, Lee, this is your first time with us. Usually, Rhonda, there are other people. I see the people. I see you guys on there, and that's okay. You don't have to say a thing. But Rhonda keeps the comments going, and I love that you are picking it up for her, Lee.
And asking great questions.
I love it.
Asking some great questions. Yes, and also, Lee, Corona Daze Professional Development Group is actually worldwide. It's an international, because we have people over in Africa. We have people all over the world tuning in, getting this great information. And this really is a safe community. And we do come together. We share each other's wins. We share each other's joys, try to uplift each other and root for each other. Dennett, I have a couple more questions. I'm not sure how much time we have left. Can you let me know how much time we have left here?
How much time?
Not too much?
Want. I don't know about time left.
Don't tell me that, girl.
You don't have 20 questions, but right? But no, it's Junior.
I have a couple more. I have a couple more. Is there anything that you've proven, and you said that you're not, that everyone sees you as very strong, and that's true. And I also think sometimes that's hard when people think that you're so strong, and then you kind of feel like, well, can I just be, can I show people that I'm not Superwoman? I'm a regular person, but you do have that demeanor. And as long as I've known you, I've thought of you that way. But so my next question is there anything that you're actually afraid of in life?
Yeah, I'm afraid of failure. I'm afraid of loss. I have the same fears that everyone has. COVID came. I'm afraid of losing my grandma. My grandma's 92. I'm afraid of sickness. I have the same fears everyone. I'm not any super person. I'm not a super being.
Right.
I have the same fears that everyone has.
Okay. Having developed this group and having grown it, everyone has added value and come together, and this group has grown. Do you feel like you have fulfilled some of your dream? Because we all have dreams, and we're sitting here like, oh my gosh, I thought when I was 30 I would have done this. I thought when by the time I was 45 I would have had this. So at age 47, presently today, you have a huge platform on Facebook that's helping people to develop professional skills, find work, network, etc. Do you feel like you have fulfilled a little of your dream?
I don't know. For me, everything that I said I wanted to do professionally, I just gone out and done it. Right. So everything I said I wanted to do, I just go out and do it. And so this might be one of those God dreams. You know how like Oprah says she has this quote where she says, like, she thought she was dreaming big, but God's dreams are always bigger than yours. CDPD might be that. I mean, the work that I'm doing at CDPD, I've been doing since I was 19. I have been writing resumes for people since I was 19. I have been coaching people for job interviews since I was 19, free of charge. I don't know if you've ever seen when I posted on Facebook, hey guys, I have time, I can write resumes. And I would just write people resumes. I wrote so many people resumes and for Lefrak City and the neighborhood we've grown up in, even people who I never really spoke to off of Facebook. And you know how that is. You grew up with people and you just a hi and a bye. Who I've written their resumes for them and they've used that resume to go and secure better employment. So CDPD is something I've always been doing. And that's another thing about when we tell people when they're trying to find clarity around what they can do, right, to make money. This is something I have been doing forever. Right? I have been doing it forever. Not only was I doing it for just people on Facebook, I've done it for my coworkers, my staff, and I never put a dollar on it, right? And so now it's just this something. So I'm not sure that it's a dream, but I love it. I'm having a blast. I love the work that we're doing. Yeah. You know, I love it. And I'm not doing anything. I can tell everybody, I don't do anything. I just connect everybody. This is my first time being live where I'm not interviewing somebody or saying, hello, good evening, tonight we're hosting this, that, right? So I don't do anything. I just connect people. But I think my example of showing people that it's okay to give, you know, like there are many people who contact me every day. You're giving too much, you're giving too much. And I'm like, I'm really not giving. I'm just sharing knowledge that I have. I stopped writing resumes for people. I don't do that anymore because that just, it's so time consuming. It's a lot now. So I don't do that. That's a lot for free now. But I mean, yeah. So I could go on and on about that, but ask your next question.
Wow.
All right.
I want to say that
7 minutes. Let's say we're going to go no more than 20. So hit me with these questions, Rhonda.
Okay. My last question for you. I have one last question.
Oh, you only have one. Okay.
I have one. Yes, I have one last question for you. I'm not going to ask your 3 questions that you do ask 3 really great questions at the end of your lives. What I want to ask you is a little slightly different.
All right.
Let's say, because I think that what you've done is tremendous, and I think that it is somewhat of a fulfillment of a dream or God's plan or whatever, however you look at it. What I want to say is, usually ask what would the Dennett now tell the younger Dennett, but what I want to know is, let's say you're about 85 years old, sitting in a rocking chair, somewhere very comfortably relaxing. What would that Dennett tell the Dennett who is currently running this platform?
That's not a good question, Ron.
That's not a good question?
That's not a good question at all. When I'm 85, I don't know what my frame of mind would be, right?
Let me tell you what I'm going to say.
Yeah, the question works when you say your younger self, because now the reason the question works is at 47, I've learned something, I've experienced something before, and I know what those things are, right? And because I know what those things are, I could go back to that younger person and tell that person something. Right. So you're asking at 85. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna know at 85 to tell. So 7, right?
2 things.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you then what you would have told your 10-year-old self. And I knew you when you were 10.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna answer what you would have told yourself at 85, looking back at 47.
Okay,
so you can tell us.
You're creative and you like fiction. Okay, so what would I tell myself at 10?
It's not fiction. If I was 80 something looking back at the 47-year-old Dennett, I would say you did very well. You did a really great job. And you
Thank you, Lee. This
definitely
is my
left
best
a
friend.
legacy.
That's why I can talk to her like this, right? When you come on, Lee, I won't talk to you like this.
Lee, look at that, Lee. You get special treatment,
I won't
okay?
talk
And
to
this is the
you
first
like
time I'm
this.
seeing you in
Because
here.
she knows it's
Lee,
not a great question. Okay, so let's go
Lee,
ahead
this is
before
the
we lose
first time
our
I'm
viewers.
here. Yeah.
Okay,
I
go
would
ahead.
say that I would say, if I were you, looking back, I would say to my 47-year-old self that you've done really well. You've done a great job, because I don't know if you acknowledge that enough. And I always tell you that. We've spoken about imposter syndrome. I don't know if it's imposter syndrome or if you're just a humble person. Because like she said, you've been doing this since you were 19. You've always been selfless.
No way, bring it. Oh, Lee. Okay, no, it's not that. It's okay. Yeah, I keep saying we do great work. I'm proud of the work that we do. I say it now every day, right? I love the work that we do. Our reach is amazing. Actually, I need to look at our Facebook analytics to see how many more countries we've added, because it's not just Africa. It's not just sub-Saharan Africa either. We have Northern Africa, which we have Asia, we have Russia, Croatia, we have Ireland.
Listen to this.
Australia, we have South America. So, we're worldwide. We're global. I mean, I love that. So, and I thank God. I thank God every day for the work that we're doing, right? So I do acknowledge that we're doing great work, but when I'm 85, 87, I don't know what I'm going to tell myself. But I want to go back and tell my younger self, have a little more fun.
Okay.
I would tell my younger self to have a little more fun.
Okay, I hear you.
Yeah,
I had all the fun for you, but now I'm trying to catch up. So don't feel so bad.
Okay.
Well, I was trying to see our comments in Facebook. Can you see
the
them?
Facebook comments come up? They're not putting any up. There's
got the lurkers in here.
Who? We had a couple of Facebook comments. You're doing great, Rhonda.
I'll see who that
is. A happy birthday to me. Yeah, they're there. Melanie had told me I was looking cute. Thank you, Mel. She had to go put her babies in. So yeah, the comments are coming up. They're just not dropping comments. That's okay.
Right.
That's
okay.
Let me take that off the screen.
I am just so glad that everyone came and showed up to celebrate Dennett's birthday and to acknowledge her. And I just want to thank you on behalf of the Corona Daze professional development crew for everything, because again, it may not feel so huge to you, but for me, it's been a great platform. It's helped me through some really tough times. And I have met some really great people on here who I've had follow-up meetings with on Zoom, who have given me a lot of great advice and had a really great impact on my life. So I definitely for that.
I love it.
And I just want to thank a couple people. Yes, go ahead.
No, and part of it is like you're saying, I've had these Zooms, I met with these people who are pouring into your life, who are helping you right now. So
yes,
you'd have to really not be a good person if you don't pour into someone else at some point, right?
Absolutely.
And so that's what we're doing here. That is what it is. We are helping people, and then those people can help other people, right? And they have been. Like I always think about Mildred, who is the epitome. She's like the CDPD inspirational cheerleader, right? Always pouring in, always giving us such great motivational information, right? Then she gives her presentation, sharing her story, being very brave, unemployed, shares her story, helps so many other people, gets a job offer, and she's still in the group, still pouring into the group. So she didn't say deuces, I got a job later, right?
Right.
She's still here. And so that will continue to keep happening. I mean, it has continued to keep happening. You know, like look
Right.
at Luke. He came in to just lead a presentation, and he's
Mm-hmm.
always here willing to help. Jacob Levy. So that is what I am most proud of. It's not me. It is the community
Right.
that we have created. Yeah, I steered it and you know, because I don't let people post craziness, but I don't
Yeah.
have rules. I never had
Right.
to tell anybody, don't argue, don't curse at someone. Don't, you know, I
Yeah.
never had to do any of that. People have come into our space and they have supported one another and they have grown because of it. And
Yes.
you know, I don't have any money. Like I said, I have no money to give anyone, but if helping you is just connecting you with someone, is helping you, talking to you for a half an hour and showing you some things, that's easy for me to do, you know? And
Mm-hmm.
you didn't ask any of these questions and I thought you would, but I'll say, and I said this recently,
Mm-hmm.
CDPD helped me when I was at my lowest point, you know?
Right.
And so for anyone on this live, it doesn't know, you know, I came back from Africa in 2019, February.
Oh.
I had a lot of things were going on. You know, I had
Yeah.
been in a number of life-threatening-ish situations. I had I was there were a bunch of traumatic experiences, and I was suffering
Mm-hmm.
from PTSD. And I was suffering from anxiety and I was suffering from depression, and all of that was going on. And I had I had to get a knee surgery behind an accident that I had in Africa, and I had back situation and the neck situation.
No.
And so I'm doing all of this.
Yeah.
So the first year and a half I returned from Africa, I was just working on my physical and mental health. And
Yeah.
so
I didn't want to bring those things up, but okay, you move
about
into it.
feeling. But
Yeah.
when you say about what I give to CDPD, what CDPD did is help get me out of that, right? So
Okay.
I
Okay.
myself, you know, when the pandemic started in March, I had
Mm-hmm.
just moved back here to the DC area, which is what I call home. I had been home. You know, my mom was, as soon as I came back, I had my issues, my physical issues,
Right.
and my mental, emotional issues surrounding the traumatic event.
Right.
And I also had
Yeah.
my mom. My mom had been her cancer had been in remission since 2013, and it was back, you know. And so I
Yeah.
came into all of that, and add that to I was getting ready to go through a divorce. So all of that was 2019 February, and that started to taper off. I started to become better
Right.
physically. I had a surgery and a number of surgical procedures behind the accident. You know, pain management, physical therapy for over a year, taking my mom for her chemo. Like all of that was my life when I came back. A lot of the stuff that Chloe shared about being angry and snapping, that was me for the
Yeah.
year and a half that I got back. That was how I was dealing with all that stuff. But long story short is CDPD has poured into me as much as I have poured into this group. Right. And so
Right.
the love and the warmth and the compassion from the group has helped to heal me.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm cool. Like, and like I said, yeah, it would be great to get paid to do this work, but it costs me $150 a month. I can afford to pay the $150 a month to do CDPD the way it is, and I will continue to do that. So yeah.
So yeah, I think as you said, and I didn't know, I know you said I could ask you anything, but I just felt like I was just going to leave those out there. But yes, as she mentioned, as Dennett mentioned, she was in a horrific accident, was very ill. I didn't even know the magnitude of your ailments and the post-traumatic stress disorder and so forth, and anxiety. A lot of us suffer from anxiety. I'm a person who suffers from anxiety, and as we get older, we suffer from all kinds of things in general. But having the tenacity and even just wanting to get online and start a group in the midst of that is definitely admirable. And I definitely see where the group could have helped to heal you, because the group has definitely done that for me. And before we leave, thank you both. That's Lee. Thank you both. Such a refreshing conversation, and the genuine and loving relationship that you two share. Oh, thank you. I'm ready to tell some old stories about me and Dennett, but I'm not going to do that. But what I want to do, I want to do, you said that, and like I said, and I always tell you, Dennett, I tell you over and over like a broken record how much this group has helped me. I just want to give a shout out to some of the members who are on here. And if I didn't call your name, please don't feel bad. I'm going to call the name probably of the people who I've seen mostly in the group. Hello?
I'm here.
Not you. I got a little helper here because I got my stuff written on the board, because these are a lot of names here.
Oh, okay.
I can't see it. Okay, right there.
Is in there helping you?
I do. But to be honest,
I hope they get
I had a whole lot. Could you step back, please? You're blocking the light now. I had a whole lot set up, but because our conversation, started to go in such a serious direction, I didn't want to, change that, because I've always been kind of a little silly. So we had sound effects and all kinds of stuff planned, but I said we're just going to leave that there, maybe another day. But I do want to thank a lot of people who have, as Dennett said, poured into this group. I want to thank Mildred Yogi, Annie Lee, Michael Potterano, Jacob Levy, Dr. Ruffner Caesar, Melody McGuire, who's brand new to the group and started pouring in immediately, Marie Gigi, Adrian Crawford, Quintibula, aka Tibby, Harlany Vasquez, Crystal Williams, Melanie Denny, of course, who's been quoted in the Huffington Post, Adrian Evans. Adrian, if I could post like you, I'd be a superstar, okay? Candace Joseph.
Right?
Hello. Stand up, please. Thank you. Candace Joseph, Brandy Carter, Alita Asario, nursing for many years. Not sure if we inspired her or if CDPD inspired her, but she started driving a truck.
The pandemic. She started doing that before the pandemic. The pandemic stopped her. Okay. She started her class before the pandemic, and then they stopped.
Okay. Diana Roy Notice. I should have started with you first, because you're wonderful. She's our tech guru, always supporting. Diana is one of the people that I felt like I had a bond with. It's really weird to bond virtually. Really quickly, Tia All Day, Daryl Arnold, Winnie Lynn. Did I say Crystal Williams? And last but not least, Janae Walker, Chris Luzon, and last but not least, Chloe.
Chloe Woods.
Marie.
Chloe Marie.
Yes, Chloe Marie Woods. When I am able to come on and do a presentation, I'm going to tell everyone how, after I watched Chloe last Saturday, I had a breakthrough the very next day. I mean, a real life-changing breakthrough after watching her story. So I guess this is it, guys, for tonight. I don't know if you have anything to say, Dennett. Can I get to send us out?
Can you get to send it? Oh no. We done?
Yeah, but I just want to say to everyone, thank you. No, my daughter is begging to sing happy birthday to you. Listen, because we had rehearsed that too.
Happy birthday.
Lord.
Come on, Selena.
Oh my God. You're no fun, Dennett.
You can stay on and hear my niece sing happy birthday to me. Thank you all for coming out. God bless you. Good night. And Selena's going to sing happy birthday. And when she finishes, I'm going to end this live. Come on, go ahead. Go ahead, honey.
And what I wanted to say is, everyone have a good evening. Be good to yourself and someone else. Go ahead.
Yeah. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Auntie Dennett. Happy birthday to you.
All right.
Oh, thank you. That was so beautiful. Look at me getting emotional. Thank
wow,
you.
you would have got really emotional if we did all the other stuff. We had a whole thing planned, but everyone started getting on my nerves, so I started crossing them off the list one by one. And Selena was lucky enough to be allowed to participate. So, yeah.
It's all right. All right. I love
happy
you.
birthday, Dennett.
Thank
Love
you.
you too. Thanks for joining, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, look, Rhonda.
Yes.
Let's tell
Who's
Selena.
that? Hey, Melody. Oh,
Great
she
job,
said great
Selena.
job, Selena. Thank you.
My baby.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now she's probably gonna be stalking you on the internet, Melody. Uh-huh. All right.
Watching it on her wallpaper on her tablet. All right, guys.
All right, I love you. All right, let me end the broadcast. All right, guys. Thank you for coming out. God bless you and good night. All right.